Hey guys, and welcome again with a new video. Okay, we are in the last part of creating a website with just HTML and CSS. After this, I start creating a website with a JavaScript because you need a system to create a more powerful website. Okay, this is a part 3 of create a master website. We don't use a JavaScript and any image. And I have a part 3 with the image. If you guys interested, you can watch it right now because I upload the same day. And the part 2 for advanced CSS and the part 1 for beginner CSS. Check our channel and make sure to subscribe for a new video because after this video we create a website with HTML and CSS sometime, but our goal is a JavaScript. So let's do it and let's finish our final lesson in CSS. Okay, now in HTML, I just add a style sheet of the size CSS and a style sheet of the media CSS, and this is script from the icon because I want to add icon from this website. Ion icon, you can add it too. So let's do it. I first start with a hero page, which is a home page of our website. Hero. Okay. Now inside the hero, I want to add a header to create a menu for the logo and the menu. Okay, now in the header I start with the logo and let me type a logo instead of adding image. So h1 and let me add the class list logo and inside it logo. Okay, and let me add a span for a different color for this span. Okay, now we create the logo, and now we want to create a nav. Let me create a list ul and let me add a class list for it, nav. Okay, now the first list let be a home, and let me just copy and paste it. Okay, the second list be about, and the third list be a blog, and the fourth list be a buy. Okay, this is our head. As you can see, this is our menu. We want to create it in this website. Now I want to create this title and this circle, as you can see, with this arrow that keep rotating. So let me first start with the title, and let me just create a box to have all of this title and this circle into it. Okay, so let me just name it a box grid to be a box for this title and this circle. Okay, this is our box grid, and let me add a title h1 span AI. Okay, payment generation. Okay, let me add a p. I just copy this and paste it. I hope you never mind for this. I just want to go to the CSS. The CSS is more important from the HTML, so I copy this and paste it here. Now this is our title for the h1 and p. Now let me create a circle. So to create a circle, I want to create a div and name it home circle, which is the home circle, as you can see, the home page. Okay, now this is our circle, and I want to create this arrow that you can see it. So let me create a div to have all arrow inside it, to add animation inside it to keep rotating for this. Okay, so this div is more important and needed for this, create this arrow to add animation inside it. So create a center. This is a main box of this arrow. Now inside this main box I want to create arrow, so let me just name it ASA1. It's simple name, and this is our arrow, which is have a 2 arrow for before and after. Now let me just copy paste it 3 times. ASA2, ASA3, ASA4. And you can add more inside it, but I think it's enough for this website. Yeah, I think it's enough. So don't forget about this. This is important because this is a main box, because I want to add animation inside it to keep rotated with just this box. Okay, now we created this home page. I'm sorry, let me add it inside the hero. I'm sorry for this case. Okay, this is a header and this is our title. Okay, now this is our home page. I think everything is fine. Now let me create a section to go in an about page. So we want to create a lot of div, so focus with me, and it's just have a lot of div in HTML, but the CSS is simple for creating this a section of about. So first let me create a section because I want to add a padding for this page. Okay, now inside the section create a div and name it about. This is our main box of about page, which is adding simple style inside it. Okay, now inside the about, let me first create this text, as you can see, which is the center of this about box. So let me just name it text center, or text, doesn't matter, but let me just name it text center, and h1 explore the payment. And for the P, let me just copy this and paste it. Okay, this is a P. Now let me just create a title and the icon, and this is circle that is inside it, which is a center of this three box and this three box from the left and right, as you can see it. So let me first create a box to add a display flex to be in the same line. Okay, so let me just name it simple. Let me just name it a flex, which is I want to add a display flex inside it. So this is a main box. Now inside the grid flex, let me just create this box to have a flex session column to be in the next line for this line and for this text and the icon. So let me just name it about rim, or about row, doesn't matter, but let me just name it about rim. Now inside it, create a box for have an icon and a text. So let me just name it rim, simple name, and now add this text and this icon. So the text, let me just name it h3. First one is a Bitcoin, and the P, let me just copy and paste it, and we don't have the time for this HTML. And now second box, let me add the icon, and let me add the icon of this Bitcoin. This is our icon. Let me just scroll down. Okay, this is our rim box, which is this small box, as you can see it, and let me just copy paste it 2 times to have a 3 box to be in the next line. Okay, rim 2 and rim 3. Okay, and the text, let me just change it with the icon. This is the Android, this is for this. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. So this is about rim, as you can see it. This is a first box of grid flex, as you can see it, which is a left. Okay, now in the center I want to create a circle, so I name it a simple, and let me just name it a second, which is a second circle, second div. Okay, now inside it, let me just copy this, which is the same style of creating arrow, and paste it here. But let me add a new name for this box that have arrow inside it, to add a position absolute, and the top 50%, left 50% to be a center of this box. This is our circle, second, and this center. Okay, we create this circle. Now let me just copy this again, about rim, and paste it here. This is a third box, which is a right, as you can see. So let me just again, let me just change a text and icon. So first, let me just replace it to be a top icon, the text be a down and the icon be a top. Okay, and this and this. Okay. There we go. Now let me just change it. We check it in the style of the CSS if we have any problem. So let's continue for this. Now let me create a section for this circle and this text, a simple section for this. So let me just name it a section, and let me just name it work. Simple name. This is a real box of this page of this section. So this is a work. Now inside the work, first is a text, which is a left, as you can see it. So text, and let me just copy and paste it to go fast in this style of the CSS, to create a style of the CSS and more explaining for this animation. So this is a text, and let me create this two box. Okay, let me just create it, and again let me just name it a third one, which is a same circle, but I name it a third one instead of second one. This is a third one of the circle. This is a circle of inside it. And now first let me create a center again, center 3. I want to add this circle, as you can see, which is I think I add a border for this. So I create a 3 div for this. The first circle I add a border. So let me just name it F1 circle. This is a first small circle. Okay, this is the F1 circle, F2 circle inside it, and F3 circle. Okay, this is a circle of the border. And now let me add a square and a circle and a circle. So let me add a square. I'm sorry. Okay, and circle and circle 2. So now let me just create a box for the text, this for the left, and this for bottom, and this for the right. So I start with left, so I just name it inside the third one, yes, and name it let me just name it the box 1 to add the icon and the text inside it. So I just copy and paste it. Yes, now this is the icon and this a text, as you can see it. Okay, this is the first box of this paper. Now let me just create a second box for this Bitcoin to add a simple animation. Just add opacity, that change of the text, and change a box to the position, and just text, some text. Okay, so let me just copy, paste it here to understand it, and let me just name it box on 1. The same, let me just change an icon to be a Bitcoin. Okay, this is a first box and this is a second box, which is the same, but the position is not the same, and we change some little thing inside it. Okay, and yeah, and now let me just create a box 2, which is this, that's a detail show you the price of the Bitcoin. So the box 2, so let me name it box space to add a display text and this, and let me just copy paste the text. Okay, this is the first one, and again let me just copy paste it, box space 2, and now let me add the price of the Bitcoin. Okay, and now the third one, the price, and this box space 2 with the color of the red for this, And now for this box space 3, which is have the icon in the bottom, as you can see the inside of this box too. So let me again copy, paste it, box space 3, just add the icon be this. This is the box space 3, which is a center of this icon. This is a box 2, and let me add it again. So let me just copy it. Yes. Copy, paste it, and let me box on 2, which is the same box that just change the position. Okay, and yeah, no need for changing of this. Just let me change it to this icon Bitcoin. This is $1 and this is a Bitcoin. There we go. And last box, which is a bottom that have a 4 icons, you can see it. So let me just name it again, box 3. This is a box 3. Add the h1 pay method. Yep, pay method. And let me add icon 2. And let me just copy and paste this icon, the PayPal Bitcoin, and this. Here we go. Okay, this is our this circle, which is up inside this third one, inside this circle. So we create this section. I think if we add just image, it will be simple, but just as I said, we just create a website without any image. But I think using image instead of this, it's better, 100% of course. But yeah, anyway, and now let me just create a section for the buy page, which is this 2 beautiful cards, as you can see it. So first section, inside the section, let me just create a text center. So this is a text center, and now create a buy page. Okay, this is a buy page, a real box. So the first card, let me create it, card 1, and let me add a text center, copy and paste it, h3 and p, and let me add the icon to the icon center. I add a different name because I want to be a center, this icon. Okay, this is a card 1, and now let me create this arrow, copy and paste it, which is the same style, just change this real box, which is a center, to another name, and add a different style inside it. Let me add it here after this, a center, and let me add a new name inside this center. Let me just name it center card. Okay, center card. This is okay, and yeah, now this is a first card. Now let me just create a second card. Let me just copy this card 1, paste it here. This is a card 2, and yep, let me just change a text Bitcoin to buy it. Okay, and icon, let me just copy and paste it, icon center 2. Okay, and this be a card, center card 2, because I want to add animation reverse instead of forwards. So I name it again, a new name for this, to be a reverse animation. Okay, center card 2. Here we go. This is a card 1, and this is a card 2. Next section, let me just create a BG footer, and let me just create a style inside it to add a background for it, class. Now let me add a last center, which is a last circle that you can see it here, last center. And let me just copy again and paste it at this center. The same style of the center added here. There we go. And now let me just create a footer. So in a footer, let me add a logo, or let me add a text. Let me add this h1, the logo and the p. Here we go. And let me add a flex footer for the links. Flex footer to add a display flex. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Now let me add a cool to add a flex session column for the links. Okay. Now let me add a p, and let me just copy and paste it. Sorry for this. And yeah, and this is the cool, and let me just copy, paste it 2 times. Here we go. Let me just change the text and the links, and this. Here we go. This is our BG footer. Now the last section, I want to add a copyright. So let me just create a section again, and let me add a class list, be a last, and the copyright. Oh, copyright, simple. Okay, and a text inside the not text area, sorry, text. Okay, and p, let me just copy and paste it. Here we go. Okay, this is our HTML, as you can see it. I know this is too much of the div, but yeah. And we check a website when we add a style of the CSS if we have any problem with HTML. But yeah, this is everything. Now let's go for the CSS. Okay, first of everything, let me start off this page, and after this we're gonna learn of creating this animation of changing a color of the background, and this animation of this rotate, as you can see it, and more animation, and the more important animation for this TrueCard, that to solve the problem when we add animation inside the hover. So first let me just add a star, margin 0, padding 0, and the font family be a system UI as always, simple. You can just change it, but anyway. Now for the body, let me add a color, and the background, let me add this color. Okay, this is our background, and let me add the width 100%, position relative, and overflow X hidden. This is important, guys, because when we create a before and after of this circle, we get overflow X for this website. So I think you must add this overflow X hidden to hide this overflow when we add this circle and arrow. So this is overflow X hidden. And now let me just copy this WebKit scroll bar and paste it. You can just pause the video to just type it if you needed to create to start this scroll bar of website. But anyway, okay, let me just start with this home page. First is a hero. Let me add a width 100%, height 100 VH, and the position relative. Here we go. Okay, now let me just create this circle, which is the hero before, as you can see in the first video. So hero before, content be empty, position absolute, top -4%, left 80%, transform translate -50%, -50%, and let me add a rotate 45 degree, and let me add the width and the height 350 pixel. 350 pixel. There we go. Now let me add a background, and let me add a blur inside this filter. So let me the background color, let be this color. Okay, this is our background, and the border radius to be a circle 50%. And now the main of this code, which is a filter to add a blur, and set it to 100 pixel. Okay, here we go. This is our circle. Okay, now let me just, and And now let me just create a header, which is our menu and the logo. So in a header, padding 40 pixel 10% for the left and the right, display flex, justify content, space between, line item, center, position, relative, or we don't need the position relative, I'm sorry. Okay, and yeah, this is our header. Now for the nav, list menu, nav, display flex to be in the same line, list style type be a none. Okay, now for the a link, let me just name it nav lia to call it in CSS. Let me add the color and the text decoration be a none, padding 10 pixel, 30 pixel, margin 0 pixel, 10 pixel, just for the left and the right. Okay, the transition, simple transition for this. Here we go. Now this is our links. We style it. Now for the hover, let's go for the hover. We add the same style of this part 2, but a little change of this website and a little animation, a new animation inside it. So now the hover, let me use the same box shadow, which is we use for this part 2 and the part 1. So the color be the same, and box shadow 0 pixel, 10 pixel. Let the color be this. Yes, let be this. This is the first box shadow for outside it, and let me just copy and paste it again. Let be a 5 pixel. And now inside this box, I want to add inset to be inside the color. So inset 3 pixel, 0 pixel, 3 pixel of this color. There we go. And minus 5 pixel, 5 pixel of this RGB, 50%. Okay, and the last inset 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 5 pixel, RGB, 20%. Okay, here we go. This is our box shadow, which is a simple, yeah. And now for the border radius, just add a 20 pixel to add a border radius when a user hover it. Here we go. The same box shadow we use it in part 2. There we go. But yeah, okay. Now the logo. Yes, the logo. Let me add just font size 2.5. There we go. And let me add a span to add a different color. So the span color, let be this color. Hashtag, I'm sorry. Okay, let me this color of this span. Okay, let me just add a custom font size for H3 and H1MP. So the H3, let the font size be 1.6, and the font weight, let me add it. Margin bottom 10 pixel, line height 35 pixel, max width 500 pixel, and copy and paste it here. H1 and yep, P. Now for the H1, let me add a letter spacing instead of line height. Letter spacing just 2 pixel to add a space inside this word of the H1, and the font size let be a 2.5 rem, just like this logo font size. I'm sorry, 500. Yes, and let me just this be a 600, and let me this 400, and for the yeah, I think it's and for the P, let the margin bottom 35 pixel, 35 pixel, just a little space between this A link and this text of a P description. Okay, and yeah, now let me just add a section to add a padding to have simple. Okay, the padding is 0 pixel 10% and 170 pixel 10%. Here we go. Then let me just add a title h1 to add a custom font size, just like I said. So the custom font size, let me just font size be a 3.5 rem. Okay, this is our title h1. Here we go. And now let me create this box grid, which is have the circle and this arrow. So I start with this box grid to add a display grid instead of a flex. Let me just add a display grid. You can add a display flex instead of this, but yeah. Okay, grid template column, repeat, 2, 1 of R, align item, center, position absolute. Let's set the width 100% and the height 60% to add a custom width and the height to create this circle. Okay, and now let me just add a top 50%. I want to be a center, left be a 0%, padding 0 pixel 10%, and the transform translate y minus 50%. And now this is a center. Here we go. This is a box grid. And now let me create this circle. So first of everything, let me just call a home circle. And let me just add a width 100% and the height 100%. And let me add a position relative to create this circle. So this is a needed position relative. And now let me create a home circle before of this circle. Home circle before. Okay, let me just copy instead of typing the content, and yeah, copy and paste it here. Yep, a top be a 50% to be a center, left 50%. Yeah, there we go. And let me set the width and the height 300 pixel. 300 pixels. Here we go. Now the box shadow, you can just remove this rotate, but for the instead of the box shadow I want to be a rotate inside it. You can just remove it, but yeah, I will keep it. Okay, the box shadow be the same of this menu. Yeah, I think the same box shadow. Yep, copy and paste it here. And let me add a little more inset. Let me this be a 70 pixel for this circle, and this be a 15 pixel, and yeah, 5 pixel, and let me add again, copy and paste it, one more inset. Let me add a 10 pixel. Let me this 3 pixel. There we go. And for this RGB, I think that be the same. Yeah, let me add this 35 and this be a 30 pixel. Yes, I think everything is fine. Now let me just add border radius to be a circle. Here we go. This is our circle, which is have these circles you can see in the first video. Beautiful. Now now let me just create this arrow. So first of everything, the real box, which is a center, I want to add a center to add a custom style. We don't need the content. Position absolute top 50% and left 50% to be a center, just like this circle. And let me just add a width and the height. This is needed for this. Now set the width 72% and the height 85%. Okay, here we go. This is our real box to add animation inside it that keep rotate of this arrow. So now to create this ASA1 and ASA2, first let me just create ASA1 I start with the S1. Okay, the transform, let me add a rotate 288 degree and set the width 100% and the height 100%. Okay, now let me just create an arrow. So to create arrow, I want to add a just border instead of the background. Just add a border, a simple border. So let me just create ASA one before, set the width and the height 67%. Yep, and the height again 67%. Now let me just create let me just copy this paste it here. Yeah, and the content, I just forgot about content, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, and let me just remove this rotate. There we go. And the top be a 40%, 14%, and the left 24%. Okay, yep, everything is fine. Now let me just add a border top, just like I said, instead of the background. So the border, let me a top, let me add a 4 pixel solid, and this same color that we added in this before of the hero. Okay, and now let me add a border radius to create arrow. So border top left radius, let me a 400 pixel, or 480 pixel. Yeah, and let me add a z-index -1. Okay, this is the border top. As you can see, this is our first before, and let me just copy paste it, name it after the second arrow, and the width and the height, let me just change it 64% and 72% of this arrow. And let me just change the position of this. We want to change it, we don't want to be the same. Okay, 78%, and this left 93%. Okay, and let me just change it of this top be a bottom, and this be a bottom right radius. Here we go. Yeah, this is our this after. Okay, this is a first ASA one, and let's just copy again this ASA and paste it for creating ASA 2 and ASA 3 and ASA 4. So ASA 3 and ASA 4. Now I start with ASA 2. So this is ASA 2. Okay, the ASA 2, let me just scroll. Okay, ASA 2. The rotate, let be the same, but let me just change the width and the height. So I want to decrease a little size of this width and the height of this arrow. So let be 85%, and this be 85%. And most important thing, you must add a position absolute to be a center, just like this. Okay, let me just copy this, paste it here. ASA 2, important, yes. And let me add let me just remove this, I'm sorry, and let me add a 14 degree of this rotate of ASA 2. There we go. Now for this ASA 2 before and ASA 2 after, I start with this ASA 2 before to change of the position of the top and left, but let me just change width and the height 90% of this before and 90%. Okay, and yeah, now for the top and the left, let me 84% and this be 91%. Okay, yeah, I think it's good. And you know what, let me just change up this border. Yeah, I just change it to add a different of the border, and let me this border top. Yeah, okay, this is before, and now for the after, 67% and again 67%. There we go. Now the top be a 16% and the left 21%. Okay, and yeah, everything looks fine. And this is the ASA 2 of the before and after. Now the third one, just keep a change of the position and add a little width and height inside it. So the ASA 3, let me just change a name. Okay, I think the width and the height be the same, but let me just add again the position absolute to just change the position of this ASA 3. So let me just change it to 47%, and the left be the same 47%, and let me add a rotate be a 64%, and add a scale to be a little small instead of decrease a size of the width and the height. Just let me add a scale, and let me add a 0.8%, 0.8, yes, 0.8. And by the way guys, if you want to learn of this scale of video, how to use instead of the width and height, you can watch this video, and for the media, for this before and after, and resize this image as you can see. But yeah, let me just continue. Okay, this is the ASA 3. Now let me just let me just change a top and the left 76% and left 82%. Okay, the transform be the same, and again let me just change of this border, and let me this border top of this after. Yep, I think this, and let me just change of this 30% and the left 30%. Okay, and yep, and let me just width and height be the same for this before, nothing to change it. But the after, let me just reduce it to 370% and 370%. Here we go. Yep, this is the ASA 3, and the last ASA of the 4. After this, we're gonna see the website if we have any problem. Yes, ASA 4. Now the ASA 4. Again, let me just copy this. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Let me just copy paste it here. Yep. Now the ASA 4. Again, let me just reduce scale instead of this width and height. Let be a 60. Okay. And by the way, if you have a question why I add a scale instead of a decrease this width and height, because if you sometime when you create a before and after, and if you decrease a size of this before with width and the height of this before and after, sometimes the position change it. Now for the top left 40, 3% and 49%. Okay, and let me just rotate 72 degree, and yep. Okay, let me just, yes, okay, 152 degree. Okay, now for the ASA 4 before and ASA 2 after, the width and the height be the same again, but the position change it 76% and 82% of the left. Here we go. And again, let me just change it of this border be a bottom and the top be an after. There we go. Now yes, this is a before, and now for the after, the width 67% and again same 67% of this after. The top be a 16%, I'm sorry, and be at the left 21%. There we go. Yep, everything looks fine. And now let me just check the website to see if we have any problem. Okay guys, first, if you see this, it's not a problem of when we created this, because we add this of this center for this for example for this, and that you can see this error. Let me just off it. When we style it again, we on it, we turn it on, but let me just off it for now to go for the curtain website. Yep. Yeah, let me just remove this rotate. I just forgot to remove it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, everything looks fine, I think now. And I'm sorry, I just forget to add it. Here we go. Now everything looks fine. Now let's go for the about page. So we create after this ASO4. So now let me just create about. Okay, about display grid template column, repeat 104. I want to be a next line and align item center position relative grid gap to add a distance or space 100 pixel and text align center to add to all text being center. And now for the about before, just like we add this hero before, about before, let me just copy where is it, hero before, yes, here is it, copy and paste it here, the same style, but we just we just decrease the size of the width 300 pixel and this be a 300 pixel, and let me just change the position -8% of the left and 121% for the top. Okay, and for the blur, let me add 115 pixel. Yeah, and let me add the z-index be a -5. Okay, and now let me add about trim to add a display flex, just like I said for you guys, about trim to add the display flex and the flex action column. So in about trim, for this F3 box that have inside it display flex and flex action, flex action column, and add a grid gap, little space 15 pixel, 50 pixel, and the flex 120%. Here we go. Now the this is about trim, which is have this 3 box of the icon and the text. Okay, now let me add I just forget about the grid flex. I'm sorry guys, grid flex that have this 3 about trim, grid flex, display flex, and grid gap 20 pixel and align item center. Okay, now let me add a second, which is a circle. Just like we add a circle, let me add a content empty position relative to create a circle and with 100%, and let me add a height custom 700 pixel, the index -1. Here we go. And let me just copy this circle that we have here, paste it, and just change the width and the height 150 pixel and 150 pixel for the height. Here we go. Yep, the same box shadow and the same border radius. Yep, everything is good. Here we go. Now the second, let me just change it off this home circle that be a second before. Okay, this is a second before. Now let me just create this center tool that we add another name for this center. Let me just copy this center one. of a style of this, copy and paste it, and let me just add a different, let me just decrease of this size of the width and the height. Let be at 52% and the height be a 46%. I'm sorry guys. Okay, there we go. This is a center too. And now for the rim that we created here, okay, I name it rim. So the rim, let me display flags for this icon and this text to be in the same line, and align item center, item center. Now let me add a little space, grid gap 50 pixel, and let me add a position relative padding. Let me add a padding a little, 15 pixel is enough, I think. Okay, this is a box of this icon and this text. Here we go. Now let me add an icon and icon 2. And I think we don't need to add a background or add a hover for it. This is good, I think. Yeah. And now let me add icon and ion icon. And let me add the icon to ion icon. Now let the font size 2.0 and the border radius 50% to be a circle. Color, let me add this padding, and let me add the 15 pixel again. Now the box shadow, copy this, paste it. Okay, now the box shadow, let me add 10 pixel, I think, yeah. And let me add this as 0 pixel. Let me just add a little, yes, 0 pixel. Oh, you know what? Let me just add a 5 pixel. Let me remove this. You know, 5 pixel, 0 pixel. 0 pixel, I think it was a 0 pixel. Let me add this a 0 pixel. I'm sorry guys. Let me add this a 0 pixel, and this be just 5 pixel for this insert of this color. And for this RGB 100, I think, yes, 100 pixel, 8% and 18% of this. Okay, I'm sorry, 100 pixel, 8 pixel and 18 pixel. Okay, and for this RGB 30 pixel, 10 pixel, 35 pixel and 5 pixel. Yes, it's good. And let me add a border, just 1 pixel border, 1 pixel solid, and the color just like we added in part 2. Let me add this color, the same color that we add in a part 2 of the video. Let me just create a square if you see in the first video for this icon. So let me just create icon before. I didn't add the icon, I'm sorry. I didn't add the icon to add the position relative and icon 2. I think we don't have icon 2, but yeah, position relative. Okay, now we can create a before to add a square inside it. So the icon before, let me just copy this. Yes, I think, yeah, let me just copy and paste it, and we can change it now inside of this. The top be the same, 50% to be a center. Yes, the width and the height set at 100 pixel instead of 150 pixel. Now the box shadow, let be a 10 pixel, and yep, let me just remove this. And inset, I think, let me just remove yeah, let me just remove this instead of that. Okay, let be a 2 pixel, 0 pixel, and let be this 0 pixel and 1 pixel. And for this, I'm sorry, let me just, yeah, let me just be a RGB of this color, and let's set it this be 8 and this be a 2. for just have a dark inside of this RGB, and set this be a 20 pixel and this be a 10 pixel, 5 pixel, and yeah, 5 pixel for this one, and 5 pixel for this, and this be a 5 pixel instead of minus 5 pixel. Yep, now everything looks fine, and we don't want to be a circle. If you want, you can add this, you can keep this be a 50% to be a circle, but we want to be a square, so 15 pixel. There we go. And yeah, this is the icon before. Enable of this second before. Let me just enable it to see the website, and let me just check the website right now to see what's have a problem or anything. Okay, we have a problem with this text because I add a max width 500 pixel. So that's why I create this text center to add a custom, and let me just max width be a none instead of 500 pixel. So the text, let me just add a text center H3 and H1 and P, just to add a max width be a none, H1 and P. Okay, this is BAP. I'm sorry. Okay, and this be H1. Now just add a max width be a none to be a text align center. There we go, and text align center, just for in case we don't have a BN center. Now this is a text align center, and let me add a padding. Yes, let me just add the padding a little for the top and the left. Top be 10 pixel for the top and bottom, and 20 pixel for the left and the right. There we go. This is a text center, just we add the max width to be a none instead of this max width 500 pixel. Here we go. Now I think the problem solved. Okay, let's go for the next section. Here we go. The next section, we created a work. It was a work, I think. Let me just check it. Yes, it was a work. Let me start at the padding for it. So the work, let me add the padding 170 pixels, 0%, and the position relative, display grid, and yep, grid template column, repeat, 2 1 of them, and a item, center, grid gap, little space, little distance, 50 pixels. Here we go. Now I create a third one for this circle inside this work. So the second one, let be this, but let me just type it. The third, let's set a width 500 pixel and the height 500 pixel. Set a position relative, yes, and yep, yeah, but I think it's good. Yeah, I think no need to create this before. Let me just create start with this F1 circle to create a border for this. So the F1 circle, set the width and the height 100%, position absolute. There we go. Set the top and the left be the same. Copy and paste it. Okay. And now add a border, and the color, let's do this. And now add the border radius to be a circle. Here we go. I just forgot to add the content, empty, and this index -1. There we go. We create this circle with this border. Now copy and paste it. Okay, F2 circle for this, set the width and the height 70% to be a small, and this position be the same. We want to be a center again. Just decrease the size of this, and let the border of this be a 9 pixel. Let me create this circle that have in the center, and I think let me just name it F3 instead of this third before. F3 circle. Let me just copy this a second before. paste it here. Found it. Okay, paste it here. Set the width and the height 40%, and this be a 40% for the width and the height. The position be the same, no need to change it. Yeah, with the box shadow, let me just be this a 10 pixel of this, and this be a 10 pixel. And yeah, I think everything looks fine. And now let me add a simple before and after for this F1 circle and F2 circle. I want to add a before and F1 before circle, and this F2 circle before. To add a little border black inside of this color. This is why I created this before. So again, let me just copy, paste it, F circle before, and F2 BSM F2 circle before. Now set the width and the height 100%. No problem with this. The position BSM be a center, and the border let be a 6 pixel, and the color change it to black just like a body. Okay, here we go. And let me add a little box shadow of this black color. Oh yes, here we go, I found it. Yes, I think this is good. Yep, and this, and set it here, just inset and a little for the outside it. Okay, or the radius again be 50%. Yes, nothing problem with this. Here we go. And this is a before of this F1 circle and F2 circle. Just add a little amazing before inside of this green color to be a black. Here we go. Now let me just add this square and circle to go in the next to go for the grid box and the box one. So the square, let me just copy this, paste it, square. Now the square be a 46%, left 90%, left be a 9%. Yes, now set the width be a small 30 pixel, and this be a 30 pixel for the height. There we go. And for the box shadow, let me this. You can change the size if you think it's not good, but yeah, I go with this for this video. Okay, this be a 3. Yeah, and let be this 10 pixel instead of 35 pixel, 10 pixel. There we go. Yep, everything is good, I think. Oh, the border radius, let be a 5 pixel because our square is a little small, so let me just add a 5 pixel is enough for this. And yeah, I think this is good. Just copy and paste it for the circle and the circle too. The first one is a circle, and the second one be a circle too. Now the top and the left of this circle, let be a 79%, and the left be 102%. Here we go. Yep. Now for the width and the height, because it's just let me add more of the width and the height, 50 pixel. The box should be a same. Here we go, and 15 pixel, 50% to be a circle. Okay. And now for the circle to the top be 8%, the left 59%. I'm sorry, 59%. Okay, the set width and the height 20 pixel. Yep, everything is good, I think. Yep. Okay. Border radius 50%. 50%. There you go. Now this is a square and circle. And now let's go for creating this box of the text and the icon. So I start with the box 1. set the width and the height. The width be a 300 pixel, height 200 pixel, text align center for the text. And let me just copy this background of the before. Okay, this is a box shadow. Copy and paste it here of this box one. I'm sorry, this box one. Let me just add a background. We need a background for this box one, and let me just black, just like a body, the color, this, there we go. And yeah, the box shadow be the same. No need to change it, just let be this 1 pixel, and we don't want a green color inside it. 13 pixel, 20 pixel, 10 pixel, yes, minus 19 pixel, and for this minus 20 pixel, and this be a 20 pixel. There we go. Set the border radius 30 pixel, position absolute, top 12%, left minus 26%. There we go. This is a box 1. Now the box on 1 that we have here, let me just show you the box. Yes, this is the box that we had the same. Let be the same style of this, and just let me change it to box on 1. Box on 1. Okay, 300 pixels, the same, nothing to change it, but let me just change of the position. Just like I said, we just change the position. This is why I add a different name, 36%, and the left, let be this. Okay, and add the opacity to add animation after we finish off of this style of the website. Okay, opacity is 0. Now the box 2, copy again, box 2, 300 pixel, height be a 300 pixel. Okay, text align center, and yeah, box should be the same, no need to change it, but let me just change of the position. Top be a 5%, left 50%. There we go. And the box on 2, I'm sorry, box on 2. Okay, the same of a style box. Okay, but let me just change the position, and let me add the opacity 0. So the top be a minus 22%, and the left 32%. Very good. Set the opacity 0. Okay, this is a box on 2, which is different of the position. Now the box 3, let's go for creating of this icon of a 4 icon. So the box 3, let me just copy again and paste it. Okay, let me just copy and paste it, box 3. Okay, in the box 3, set the height 100 pixel, text align the center, background be the same. Okay, and yeah, everything, yeah, just change the position 80%, and the left 9% for this of the box 3. And let me add a box space to add a display flags and a space between this text, as you can see it, with for this box 2. So the box space, I think, yes, box space, display flags, and justify content, space between, and line item, center, margin 20 pixels. There we go. And yeah, and now let me add a box space 2 and a box space 3. I think we add a box space 2. Yes, a box space 2 and box space 3 for this icon. So the box space 2, copy paste it, and yeah, box space 2. I want to add for the top and the left be a 0 pixel, and the left and the right be a 20 pixel. But this, I want the top and the left and the right and the bottom be a 20 pixel. This is why I created this box space 2. Now for the box space 3, let me just add a scale for this icon. So the transform, and let me just remove it to the little bottom or the top. Yeah. Translate y 40 pixel, and let me add a scale to be a big of this icon. Here we go. Okay, now let me just style of this text. So let me or the h1 and h3, let me just, oh yes, here we go, just copy and paste it here. I want to add a custom of the font size. This is why I just copy it here. Now the box 1, let me just start with this h1. We don't have h3, right? Yes, we don't have h3. Okay, now the h1, I start with this box h1 and the box on h1. Box h1, box 1 h1, and the box on h1. Okay, box on h1. Here we go. And the font size be a 1.0 for this of text. Font will be the same. Yep, letter spacing be the same. Yeah, and the margin button be 10 pixel. Let me add a margin top. Margin top 4 pixel, 14 pixel. Okay, I add a margin top 40 pixel, and now this is a box 1, and now let me add a box 2 h1. So the box 2 h1, let me just change a name to the box 2, and yeah, let me just remove this margin. We don't need the margin. Okay, now for the box 2 h1, yep, we don't need the margin, and letter spacing, let be this. Yeah, everything is good for the box 2 h1. Now for the p of a box 2p, and box, yes, of this. Okay, now for this, let the font size be 0.8 rem. Okay, the font weight, we don't need margin button, I think. Yep, yeah, let be this 0 pixel instead of that. Yes, 0 pixel, and yeah, we don't need this. Let me just copy this and paste it here. Yes, box 3 h1, let the font size be the same, but the margin button be a 15 pixel, and the letter spacing the same. We don't need a margin top. Let me delete it. Here we go. This is a box 3 h1, and now for the box 1p, let me just copy paste it, box 1p, and yeah, box 1p, and the box 3p. Yes, let me just, okay, box 3p. Now the font size, again, let be the same. We don't need to change it, but I want to add a margin button 35 pixel. Yep, 35 pixel. Okay, for the margin button, and the line height, let me add the line height 35 pixel. Here we go. This is a box 3p. I think we add icon to icon. Yes, I think I added here. Yes, but the font size is too big, I think. Let me just add a custom font size for this. Let me just copy again. Let me just copy it, this icon style, and paste it here. Let me just change the name to the icon 2. Now the font size, let be a 1.5 rem for this icon 2 that have inside this box. And let me just padding be a 10 pixel instead of 15 pixel, and on box shadow, I think let be yes be same, border be the same, and let me just add a little margin 0 pixel and 5 pixel just for the left and right. Here we go. And yeah, I think I did it here. Yes, I did it here. And yeah, we add the custom for this icon to Ionic. Here we go. Now, last thing yes, a link. The last thing we want to add is a link for this section work. So the text A, let me just add a padding, padding 15 pixel, 25 pixel, and the font size 1.2 rem, text decoration. Okay, and yep, text decoration be a none, and the color be a same ghost white. You know what? Yep, position relative, z index 1, and border radius 40 pixel. The background, let me add the back color of this, and the box shadow, let me just copy this, paste it here. The box shadow, let me use this 3 pixel, I think, yes, and yeah, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 3 pixel, 5 pixel. Yep. Now let me just add a transition for hover. Let's use a simple transition instead of a cubic vision. And now for text A hover, let me just add a box shadow of this, and let me just increase it 30 pixel, and this be 10 pixel, and let me inside it 1 pixel, 2 pixel, and yeah, 0 pixel. Here we go. This is the box shadow of text A hover. Let me just create a line for to be a center of this word. So let me just create a text A after, or text A before, doesn't matter. Text A after. Now let me just copy content and the position absolute to paste it here. Okay, here we go. Content, empty, position absolute. Let the top be a 53%, and this be a 50% for the left. Now for the width, be a 0 pixel, and the height 2 pixel is enough. Okay. Now the background, let me add a custom or new background, new color. Let me add this color, and the box shadow, let me just copy this. Or you know, let me just copy transition again. Text A hover. Now text A after. Now let me just create a hover for this. Text A after hover. Just add a width to create a line inside of this word. Here we go. And now let me just check your website to see if we have any problem. Oh, I'm sorry. Text A hover after. I just forget about this. Okay, text A after hover. Text A hover after. I'm sorry again. Okay, now let me just check your website. And yeah, everything looks fine, but let me just remove this rotate. And yeah, we done after this text A after. Now we done after this section page of work. And now let's go for the cards. So first I start to create by, I want to add this display grids. Let me just copy. Yes, here we go. Let me just copy this, paste it here for this by. And yep, the padding, let me just add the padding top 100 pixel. Yep, and yep, and grid gap be a 15 pixel, and let the repeat be 215. Here we go. This is the by. Now for the card 1, I start with the card 1, set the position relative, set the width 400 pixel, height 500 pixel. The background, let me add a new color. Let me add this. Yes, let me this, and the box and for the box shadow, the box shadow, let me try this for this box shadow of the card 1. And yeah, let me this 30 pixel, and inset, let me just change it to, yeah, this is good for this inset. 2 pixel, 1 pixel. Okay, this is inset. Now for the RGB, it's the same, just 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 5 pixel, and yeah, 5 pixel, 5 pixel. Okay, the margin is 0 ITO, be a center, and display block, and instead of adding a position absolute. Okay, now let me add overflow hidden, and I tell you why I add overflow hidden, and when I add animation to let you know why I add the overflow hidden. So now just add overflow hidden. So okay, overflow hidden. Now the border radius, let me just set it to 30 pixel, and transition, let me add is in or is out, and yeah, let be this transition. Now for the card 2, the position be relative, and the width and the height be 400 to 500 pixels. Yes, let me just change the background. Okay, and yeah, and let me just I didn't change the color of this. I think I just let me this color, guys, just change this color. Okay, now for this, let me a purple color, so let me color this 40. Okay, and this let me, yep, this is good, guys, and this is for the purple color. Yep, and yep, this is good. Yeah, I think everything looks fine for the card too. Let me just copy this center. Where the center? Let me just find the center. Okay, let me just copy this and paste it here. Now the center card, change it to center card. Okay, the position absolute, change the top 72%. I want to be a bottom, and the left PSA, we don't need to change it. Okay, now for the width and the height, 65%, and the height be 65%. And let me let me just add a filter to change a little color of this. So let me just add a hue rotate 20 degree for this color. Okay, and let me just add a transition cubic Bezier. Okay, let me just use this cubic Bezier, guys. You can just pause the video and type it. Okay, and okay, this is a cubic Bezier for this. And now for the card 2, we add a center card 2 because I want to add animation reverse instead of a forwards. So this is why I create a custom a new name for this center card 2. No need to change it. I think everything looks fine for this. Let me just change a color for this with the hue rotate. Yeah, I think this is good for this. And now for the cubic Bezier, let's use the same. I don't need to change it, guys. Yes, this is good for this center card. I told you why I added this transition cubic Bezier, because I want to add a hover and add animation in a hover. This is why I use a cubic Bezier to fix the problem, and I will show you in animation, guys. Just wait for it, and let me just finish this to go for the animation, guys. So next is icon center and icon to center. Icon center 2. Yes, icon center 2. Set a position absolute, top 72%, left 50%, transform translate minus 50% and minus 50%. Okay, and now let me just add transition. Let me just copy this, paste it here. Okay, this is for this. Yep. And now for the text icon center ion icon. Okay. Yep, icon center ion icon. Okay, the font size 2.0, for the radius 50%, the color, the padding on 20 pixel. Yes. Okay, now let me just add a box shadow. Let me add this box shadow for this icon center. And yeah, I think we don't need to change it. Yeah, I think it looks fine for me. Okay, and now for the icon center 2, we want to change a box shadow. Everything, no need to change of font size. Just let me just change, let me this purple color. Okay, now for this let me just change the name, icon center 2. Here we go. Okay, now for hover. Okay, let me just add a hover, card 1 and the card 2 hover. Okay, just add a transform a scale 1.1 to come a little big of this card. Okay, now for the center card that we have ISA center card, a card 1 hover, I'm sorry, center card 1 hover center card that have inside it the center card, and copy and paste it. Okay, yep, let be this and this be 2. There we go. Now the top be a 63%, set the width 95% and the height 95%. Okay, and now and yeah, and now for the, let me just add the text center to add opacity 0. Let me just copy this, paste it, and let me add the text center to add the opacity 0. Text center opacity 0. Okay, and in a card, oh yes, the icon center 2. Okay, let me just copy this to add the hover in a icon center 2 and icon center 1. Okay, and let me add this, and let me add a transform let me just see. Oh, I didn't add a border, I'm sorry guys. Let me just add a border here, 1 pixel solid, and the color be this. Yeah, looks fine for me. Okay, now for the hover of icon center, let me add a transform translate. Okay, transform translate -50% and -50%, and let me add a scale to icon be a little big when you hover it. Here we go. And yeah, this is the style. Let me just check a website and see what. Let me just enable this center card that I just turn off it. Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let me just see website if we have any problem with this card. Okay, the problem guys is this this center, and yeah, I just see an inspect, and if you want you can just add the index to fix the problem. But when I assign of this last or a copyright, the problem will be fixed. But just in case, let me just add a index to fix the problem, index 1, and this be index 1, and now I think the hover is working guys. Yep, okay, the hover is now working, just we add the index inside it. But again, I just tell you guys, if we style off this footer, the problem will be solved. But now, yes, this is the center card, and when I just add a animation, it was the problem when I add a hover inside it. So let's go to create a footer, to go in animation and copyright. Okay, now for the footer, just like the style of part 2, padding top 120 pixel and the display flex, this justify content, space between. And now for the last center, I just add a last center to add little width and a little height. So the width be a 300 pixel and the height 400 pixel. And I want to add a position absolute in the back of this links. So the top 35% and the left 100% and the left 11%. I just forgot the content empty. Okay, this is a last center. And I want to add this circle. So let me again just copy the circle. Let me just find it, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, this is a circle, I think. Okay, just copy and paste it here for this last center, because I want to add a circle inside it. Okay, last center. Yes, and let me add the before. Okay, the top be the same and the left, and let me just reduce the width. Let me just reduce the height. 30%. Yes, 30%. I think it's good. Let me add this 70. Okay, 15 pixel. Okay, and this be 5%, the same. No need to change it. Yes, no need to change it, guys. Everything looks fine for me. And yeah, and now for the BG footer, guys, I want to add a background inside of this footer. So background footer or BG footer, let me just copy this, paste it. Okay, and yeah, the top be a 60% and the left 50%. Set the width 100% and the height 110%. Okay, and let me just remove this. We don't need to rotate. Yep. Okay, everything is good. Just let me add a box shadow. So the box shadow, let me just copy this, paste it, and let me add a z-index -2. Now for the box shadow, let me add this 30 pixel. Let me just remove this inset. We don't need an inset of a green color, just a black color, and let me add this RGB, just like we added in part 2. Okay, let me a 4, and this be a 50%, and this be a 40%. Okay, yes, everything is good. 15 pixel, yes, yeah. Now everything is good. This is our background of a BG footer or the footer. Okay, now let me add a flex footer to add a display flex. Display flex and the margin top, just to add a little margin, 150 pixel. Okay, and I add a margin top because just I wanted this circle just be in a back of this links, guys. So this is why I add the margin top 150 pixel. Okay, now for the cool, cool. Okay, the display flex again for the links and the flex section be column. Okay, and now let me just add a little space between these links, 0 pixel and 75 pixel for the space of the links. There we go. Now let me just style of a link. So let the color let be this. Margin bottom 10 pixel. Text decoration be unknown. Font size, let me add the 1.2 rand. Font weight. And the transition, let me add a little transition for this effect, and let me add a position relative, because again I want to add this circle, as you can see in this of a link. So first let me just add let me just create this after this circle, and let me just copy the square or circle, doesn't matter. You can just copy this and paste it here, guys. Okay, the content to empty, and let me just change the position 56% and the left be a minus 28%. Here we go. And yep, and let me just be a 20 pixel and this be 20 pixel, and the border radius 15 pixel to become circle. And yeah, let me just little change the border, 5 pixel, yes, and this be a 5 pixel. Yeah, and let me just decrease it to 30 pixel. Yeah, a bit, and let me do this 10 pixel. Okay, now let's go for creating hover. I start with this cool a hover to add a little effect of this hover. So first I add the color be a ghost white and transform a scale to become a big 1.2. As you can see, this is a beautiful hover. Now for the cool a after hover, I want to add it hover after. I want to add this box shadow. Yes, and let me just add a background, and this, let me this color, yes, and the box shadow, and let me just remove this inset. Yes, let me remove this, and let me RGB, let me this. Okay, this is the RGB, and let me this 20. Yes, I think, yeah. Just give me a minute, guys. Well, it's different, but yeah. 5 pixel, 0 pixel, and let me add this 5 pixel. Okay, and yeah, this is the same, and no need to change it. Let me add 10 pixel, and this be 5 pixel. Or let me this be 15 pixel and this be 20 pixel. Okay, here we go, guys, and this is the after now. Okay, now the last, let me add a padding 0 pixel 10%, just to remove this top and the bottom padding. Okay, now for the copyright, display flex, and we don't have the I'm sorry, position relative to create before. So the copyright before, let me just copy this fast to paste it here. Yep, copyright before or after, doesn't matter. Let me just, okay, yes, copyright before. Okay, set the top minus 15% and the left 50%. Top be a minus 50% and the left be a 50%. Okay, let me just remove this, we don't need to rotate, and set the width 100% for this copyright, and this be a 2 pixel, just like create a line. So the background, let be a white. Okay, this color, and yeah, 70 and 15 pixel. Okay, this is the border, and let me just add the border radius 15%. Here we go, guys, we create this beautiful website. Just let me just check the website if we see any problem. Oh, we have any problem, guys. I'm sorry, let me just enable, guys, let me just enable after this to see any problem of the website. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, we have a problem with this because the BG footer is now in a, okay, I'm sorry, let me just add a BG footer, guys. Let me add a BG footer to add the position relative to create a before of this. I'm sorry, guys. Now I think the problem is solved. Yep, there we go, guys, we fixed the problem, and yeah, this is everything you need to create this beautiful website. Just need to create animation, add animation, and you're gonna learn it very fast because the animation is very simple. Okay, for animation, guys, I start with change the color of the background. So in here, or you can add it here, but I add HTML instead of that. So in HTML, what you're gonna add is animation hue 30 seconds and the linear forwards infinite. Now let me just add the keyframes, hues, and now 0%. What you're gonna add it here, add a filter and just add a hue rotate, because this code that keep change of this whole of this website, keep change the color. As you can see in the first video, this is the most important code that just keep change the color instead of using a JavaScript. And as I said, guys, it is simple. You're gonna learn it very fast. So in the 0%, you can add a 0 degree, and you can add and you can choose your custom color with your hue rotate of this code. But I choose of this color. If you don't like it, you can change it to set a nice color for your website. So I just add 0% and 17%, be a 0 degree, be in the same color. We don't need to change it. Now when the animation reach in a 20%, I want the color change it to 30 degree to become this color. As you can see, the beautiful color. Yes, but yes, as I said, guys, if you don't like it, the color, you can always change it to add your custom color. So again, let me just copy this. 37%. I want the 37% be as 13 degree, the same color. And again, when we reach 40%, let the color change it. Let me just color change it to 180 degree of this color. And yeah, just like I said, copy and paste it here. Let me add this 57% and 60% of this animation. Now this 57%, I want to be 180 degree. Okay, let me add this same color of this. When animation reach the 60%, again change it to 120 degree. It just keep a change of this color, guys. Okay, now for the 77% and 80%, (120 degree), and this be a 275 degree, the next color, guys. And yeah, I choose a custom color, as you can see. But yeah, let's add a last keyframes, which is a 97%. Okay, 97%, and let me add this color again, the same color, because we want the same color be, and 100%. Let me back in a 0% of this color. As I said, guys, you can just again change the color as you like it. The machine is working, guys. And if you don't like the keyframes that you added, you can just add for example 13%, and this be a 33%, 53% to change the color, guys. 73%, and this be 93%. And as you can see, the website is now something different. But as I said, guys, you can add the custom keyframes and the custom color as you like it in your website. This is animation is very good, as I said. For example, and if you don't like it, for example, your background, you can just add the filter hue rotate to change the color of your website and the color of your custom box or custom card as you created here. So this animation, it's really amazing, guys, and I hope you use it, guys. And now if you see the part 1, I said you can add a dark color and a light color. Now how we add a light color and a dark color? So for example, let me just add a filter here in the HTML, instead of the animation, and let me add a hue rotate 235 degree for this hue rotate of this color. And for the dark color I want to add it is contrast, the contrast that keep this website be a dark. So if you add a more of a 1.0, your website become a dark, as you can see now. And if I just add a 2, your website become a darker. 3 and 4 and 5. Now for the light color, guys, for the light color you can add a brightness, for example 1.2. sorry, okay, I turn it off the animation, and this is the brightness, as you can see in a website, that your website become a light and become a more light inside it. And just as I said, guys, don't add too much bright because the text become a crush, as you can see in the website right now. Let me just add it to show you what I mean by that. Now if you see the text, it's become like I don't know. As you can see, we have a problem in a text when we add a brightness inside of this website. This is why I tell you guys, don't add too much of the brightness. I know the brightness is cool of this code, but it's not good, I think, for adding more inside of this. But yeah, this is the brightness and this is the contrast, and you can add more of the filter if you add a like. And for example, grayscale, like old movie, if you see website, for example 1.1, and I think this is very, very beautiful that have a CSS. We can use it just like we change the color in a Photoshop. The same of this option that we have here is hue rotate, guys. Hope you like it, hope you love it, hope you learn it. Now next is create an animation of this arrow that keep rotated. So let's go for the center. Let me just find a center. Okay, this is the center. Now let me just add animation. Let me just name it simple rotate 20 seconds linear forwards infinite. This is the main animation, and this is just this animation is enough for whole website. So the keyframes rotate just at a 0% and 100%. Okay, now the 0%, the transform translate, let be the same, and let me just add a rotate. Let me just add a rotate 0 degree, and for this let be minus 360 degree. And yeah, this is, as you can see, this is the main animation of our website, guys. We don't need to add any more animation, just this animation is enough. But first let me just offer this color. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just enable this animation. Okay, now the problem, let me just explain the problem is here, guys. Now guys, before we go to the animation, of course you should know two most important things about using this animation of the rotate. And as a teacher, it's my duty to let you know about this when you're using this animation. So first of all, some of you may notice this. If you see this animation, it's not perfect animation. Now what I mean by this, because if you just zoom in to the image or this before and after, you can see our before and after go down a little bit and go bottom. And as you can see, our center div have the same width and height, but still will go up and down. Now why this happen, guys? If we use a circle image of the PNG to use this animation for it, our work will be easy. But the problem is this before and after, it's not 100% circle. Now instead of talking, let me show you in a Photoshop what I mean by this. Well, if you see, this is image of the part 3, creating a website with the image instead of before and after. But if you again, guys, you see the website, when you zoom in a picture, you can see image go up and go down. Or let me add another animation like this image to let me show you what I mean by this. Okay, and you can see it's not the same position, it's changing. Now you see what happened for this. But don't worry about this, guys. If you see this image, I have set the same width and the height as you can see it right now with the detail of the image, but inside this PNG it's not the same width and the height. But for example, if I use this, you can see this is a perfect circle even inside of PNG, but this is not a circle. This is the whole point, is always make sure image have the same width and the height when you see the detail. Second thing, always check your PNG image have again same width and the height. You can check it by adding in this animation, and you will see it in the website. When you zoom at this image, it's go up and down, and you get this bad animation of the rotate. And I recommend you guys who hate math, just instead of using a before and after to create this animation rotate, use image, because it's better 100% of course, and you get zero problem for this. But I love a before and after when I use this creating this website. And if I have this problem, I change the position of the before and after every time to fix this problem. Even it take me 1 or 2 hours for this. Okay, that's it guys. Hope you learned it, these two things when you're using this animation guys. Now let's go for the card animation. Okay, now for the card animation, let's go to the cards of the style. Let me just find it guys. Okay, where is it? So here we go. This is a card 1 and the card 2. Now all we need is a center card and the center card 2 to add the same animation of that. So as we name it a rotate of animation, I just add it in this animation rotate 20 second linear or reverse infinite, and copy paste it here. Okay, now we don't have any problem when I use this animation. But if you see in the part 1 what I said, whenever user add the animation inside the hover, we get a bad problem. So let me just tell you what I mean by that. So let me just see website right now to see the animation, and as you can see, the animation is good, fine. But let me just say I want this animation be faster in hover. For example, if we have a second of the 20 second, I want it to be 5 seconds to go to start the animation faster and get a nice effect. So if I just add in a hover of this center card, let me just copy this to show you what I mean by that. Center card, if I just add this and the animation of the second of this, let me just reduce it to 5 seconds. Now let's see the website, and now as you can see, this is a bad animation. It's just creating a new animation, and this is a bad animation every time when you use the hover for it. So what I mean by that, it just create a new animation, start from 0 keyframes, and nothing can solve with this problem with this guys. Well, as a teacher, I will explain how to fix this bug with my little trick to cover your problem. And instead of using JavaScript, we use a CSS for this guys. It's a little easy for this. Now how to solve this problem? All you need to do guys, you go to the HTML. Let me just go to the HTML, and here guys, all you need to do in this center card, you just copy this here and paste it here. And let me just change this name to this center card hover, simple name for this guys, and let me just a simple name. And for this, let me just add a new name, hover 2. Here we go. This is a simple name. Now in a CSS, let's go to the CSS to let you know what to do. Now in a CSS, I will create the same style of this center card hover. Okay, and for this center card hover 2. Center card hover 2. Okay, and let me just sorry for this guys, let me just copy and this and paste it for this center card too. Here we go. And now all you need to do is just reduce this animation to 5 seconds. Okay, now let's see the animation, and let me just remove this animation of the hover. Okay, and now let me just see website to what I mean by this. Okay, now you see the animation of the center card hover is now enabled. So what you're gonna do, guys, all you need to do is now add this opacity 0. Opacity 0. And for this, opacity 0 inside of center card hover and the center card hover too. Okay, now for this opacity, I want when a user hover this card, this animation of the center card hover to enable, and this animation be opacity 0 to just see this animation. So let me just show you in a CSS what you're gonna do. All you need to do is here, just copy this, guys, paste it, and add a hover for this hover card 1 and this hover, and let me just be a center card hover 2. Okay, the same top, the same width, and the same height, but let be opacity be 0 when I hover, or when a user hover the center card, the first animation of a 20 second, that 20 second be opacity 0, and this animation of the center card hover be opacity 1 to see the animation of this 5 second. So here we go. Let me just see website right now to see what happened. Okay, here we go. You can see we solved the problem, and it's not a real best solution for this. Of course, the JavaScript is better for this, but as I said, guys, solution for using this CSS, I think it's simple and everyone can use it for this. When I use this hover, so again you can see it. And if you don't like this opacity, just as you can see it here, when I hover it, you can just reduce this cubic Bezier. Let me just reduce it to little 2 seconds, and let me just see it right now. No, again the problem the same, but I'm sorry. Okay, let's see it right now. It's not sometimes the perfect, but no, but better from nothing. You can just decrease of this transition to get a better for this opacity, to just remove it, or you can just add a 2 second instead of 4 seconds. Let me just try this 2 seconds, and let's see now the animation of the card. Well, it is sort faster, but you can see the opacity is gone. This is a best solution when you're using this CSS instead of a JavaScript. And yeah, this is the whole animation of these guys, of this website. Hope you like it and hope you love it and learn it better. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't add for this second. Let me just add it in a center too. I just forget it for this second. Here we go. Let me add it here, and this animation be a rotate 20 second linear forwards infinite. And now let's just see website. Yep, now the animation is enabled, and yep, everything is good. And you know what, let me this be a forwards and this be a backward or reverse. So in animation of the cards, okay, now in animation the first animation be a reverse, and yeah, and the reverse first animation be a reverse, and this be a reverse, and this be a forwards to get a nice animation. And now let's see the website for these cards. Yep, now it's better. Yeah, much better, I think. Yes, But yeah, this is the whole lesson. I hope you learn it and learn it easy. Now let's go for the media to style of this website. Let me just add animation in first. Let me just add it. Okay, in the box one, guys, we just in this box one, just let me add animation and let me just name it OPA1, opacity 1, OPA1, and be a 10 second for this, and let me ease forwards infinite, and let me just copy paste it here for this box on to add opacity 1 instead of opacity 0. So change the name of the animation, be OPA2, and let be this, and let me ease in. Okay, and for this box tool, let's use the same animation, simple animation for this. I just forget to add it, guys, I'm sorry. So OPA2 and this be OPA1. Yeah, let me ease in. Okay, now for the keyframes, it's just simple and you're gonna learn it very fast. So what you're gonna do is simple. For these keyframes of keyframes OPA1, let me just add a 0%, be opacity 1 for the let me just opacity 1, because the box 1 is opacity 1 as a default. So, and now for the 50%, okay, let opacity again be a 1, and in a 51%, let the opacity be a 0, okay, and in a 99%, opacity again be a 0, still be a 0, and when I reach the 100%, opacity be a 1 to come back as a default, like a 0%. So let me just explain how this happened, but before that, let me just add it for the OPA2, the same animation, OPA2, and this be a 0 for the box that we have opacity 0. And when I reach this 51%, be opacity 1, and be this 99% opacity 1, and this be a 0%. So what this happen is this opacity of this animation of this we have as a default opacity 1. So in a 0% we have this opacity 1, and when I reach the 50%, I still have opacity 1, but when I reach the 51%, I want this opacity be a 0 to hit this box and enable this box 2 in a 51%, as you can see, opacity 1. And still in a 90%, I want this opacity be 0 and this be opacity 1. And when I reach the 100%, it become opacity 1 of this box 1, and for the box 2 again be opacity 0. This is the animation, and it's simple, guys. And yeah, okay, now for the media for this website, guys, let's do it quick to finish the lesson of this website. So first, let me just decrease the font size of all the fonts. Okay, now let me just start with the H3, the font size 1.4 em, and the H1, let me just copy paste it 2 times, 3 times, or one more time. Yes, this be H1, and this be a title H1, and this be a P. Now for the H1, let be a 2.3 em, and for title H1, let me just decrease it to 3.2 instead of 3.5. Okay, and for the P, let be a 1.1 rem. There we go. Now let's go to the decrease a padding of the section header and this box grid that we added for the left and the right. So section and padding 0 pixel 8%, 170 pixel 8%. Okay, the header of this menu and the logo padding 40 pixel 8%, and the box grid of this title and the circle padding 0 pixel, 8%. And now let me just resize a little of this circle of this third one, as you can see it. So let me just call a third, and let me add the transform scale 0.8. Instead of adding a width and a height to style it, a scale is better, of course. So now for the last center, let me just add a last center, and let me left 2% for this. And the logo text, or we had the logo text, I think. Let me just check it. And let me add for this logo text P, I want to add a max width. If we have any max width of 500, let me just type a text P, let be a max width none. Or I think we get a problem with this. Yeah, let me just name it a logo text, and in HTML, and in HTML, just like I said, in HTML, just let me add this a logo text instead of text to add a custom style. I'm sorry for this. And in CSS, let's go for the oh, we didn't add any style of this. So yeah, just change this and this div name to be a logo text instead of text. To add this logo text P, add the max width none if we have any max width of 500. So next media, let me just copy this, paste it for this media. So H3, we don't need this H3, and the P, we just want to resize H1. Okay, and we don't need the title, and we don't need this section. 2.1 rem, I'm sorry, 2.1 rem, sorry for this. Okay, now let me just style of this about text, or text a link. So text a, let the font size be a 1.0 rem. And now let me just resize of this home circle. If we name it home circle, I think, yes, home circle for this. Let me just see, yes, we name it home circle. So let me just add the transform scale to resize, reduce a little width and height instead of adding width and height. So I add a scale transform scale 0.9. okay, and about rim, let me add a flex 180%. And let me just resize the about text a hover after in be 200. So about or text a after, I'm sorry, text a hover after that we have a width that we have a 225 pixel, be a 200 pixel instead of that, to be a little size. And for this of a link of this cool, as you can see, of this footer, so let me just decrease a margin that we added to add a space, and let me add a 0 pixel 60 pixel. Here we go. And now for the next media, just copy this of this, copy this, paste it here. Okay, in this media, and let's go, okay, in this media H3 let be a 1.2 rem, H1 1.9 rem. Let me add the max width none, and title H1 be a 2.8 rem. Okay, and the title P, yes, title P, let me just copy this, paste it, title P. Okay, let be a 1.0 rem of this title P, and this be a 1.0 rem, max will be a none. Okay, now for the section, instead of 8 be a 6% for the left and the right. 6%, 6% for the box skirt and the header. There we go. Now, for this home circle before that we added, okay, let me just resize it. So I use a width and a height instead of a transform scale. So home circle before width 300 pixel, height 300 pixel. Okay, now for the home circle, again let me add a transform, home circle transform scale 0.8. and by the way guys, if you don't know how to use this scale to size it in a media, you can watch this video of this part. YouTube will teach you how to use a scale, and you get a nice and better instead of using width and height. So okay, now for the grid flex that we added here, let me a flex section be column, and for icon let me add icon, let me add order -1, and for this a second box order -1, and the text align center. And now for this third, let me just add a display, third display block margin 0 auto. And now for the card 1 and the card 2, let me just add a width, card 1 and the card 2, add a width 100%. Okay, to fix this problem. And for the work and the cool, okay, for the work let me add a grid template column be repeat 104. Okay, for this, and for the cool of this space that we had a margin, let me just decrease it again, margin 0 pixel 30 pixel. Okay, for this media. Now let me just again copy this for the next media, and after this, after we finish all the media, we see the problem, if we have any problem in our media, to solve the problem guys. But let me just finish of this coding. Now for this media of the phone H3, let be a 1.3 1.2, so we don't need this, and P we don't need it, I think. Yes, yes, we don't need this. Let me just add let me just decrease this be a 1.7 rem for this H1, and let me add a max width none because we want to add a repeat 114, and for this max width none. Oh, 1.0, I think. Yes, 1.0. No, sorry for this. Okay, yep. And now for the section, let be a 4% instead of 6% for the left and the right. 4%, 4%. And now let me decrease little margin and padding of this menu of the nav that we added here. So now nav LIA, let the padding 10 pixel, 20 pixel, margin 0 pixel, 5 pixel of this nav LIA. And now let me add a box grid of this. Let me add a grid template column be repeat 114, and the text align center. Okay, now better. Let's go for this hero before that we have here of this background hero before. Let me just decide with the width and the height 250 pixel, height 250 pixel, and about before that we have it here. Okay, about before 200 pixel, 200 pixel, And for the about, let me add a grid template column. So let me just copy this, paste it here. Sorry for this. Let me about. Remove this. We don't have any padding in about. And add a repeat 104 text align center. And now for the about rim. Let me add a display flex and a grid gap for distance 150 pixel and the flex section column. Okay, now for the rim, let me just add a justify content center. Rim, just add a justify content center. Okay, and now for the home circle center of this before and after. Let me just resize it, home circle center. Let me add the width 75% and the height 237%. Okay, and yeah, now for the card 1 and the card 2, let me just add a custom height. So let me just decrease it, I think. Yes, let me just card 1 and the card 2, let the height be a 450 pixel. And we see the website if we have any problem with this from before. So let me just add this from before, and the flex footer that we have here, let me add a margin top 350 pixel. Okay, now for the last center, for this, let the top 23% and the left 50%. Transform translate by minus 50%. And the cool A of this, let me just add the font size for this cool A link of this footer link. So let the font size be 1.0. And for this circle of cool A after, or a square, cool A after, I think I name it, or before, I think after. Okay, left be a minus 8% and the width 15 pixel, height 15 pixel. Here we go. And now let me just again copy this for the last media of this. Let me just let me just copy this, paste it here, and we need H3, so let me just add H3 and P to resize a little bit. H3, so let me just add H3. Let the font size be a 1.0 rem. Yeah, 1.0. I think it's good. And for the title and for the H1, let be a 1.9. For the title H1, let be a 2.6. There we go. We don't need the title P. And now for the section, I think we need a P. So let me just see with the P, the font size. No, we don't need a P to resize it of the font size. So section for the left and the right be a 2% instead of 4%. This be a 2%. And this be a 2%. Okay, there we go. Now for the nav LIA, let be a 10 pixel for the left and the right, and for the and for text a link, let the font size be a 0.8 rem. Okay, and border radius of this nav LIA hover, let me just add it here. Border radius be 5 pixel or 7 pixel be enough, I think. I just add a random for this number. So let me just start with this first box. Let the grid gap. Oh, I add a padding, I'm sorry. First box. Let the grid gap 10 pixel grid row gap 150 pixel. Okay, and now for the grid box, let me add a padding 50 pixel, 0 pixel, and the flex action column. There we go. Now for the icon before of this, let me resize the width and the height 85 pixel and the height 85 pixel. Okay, and for the work before, for this work before, let me top be let the top be this of this line, as you can see it, so that the top be a 46.3%, and let me just set the width to 154%. Okay, now let's go for the footer. For the footer, let me just add a text flex action column, and for the cool of this space of the A link of the footer, let's margin 0 pixel 20 pixel. And for text A, I think, for let me this be 10 pixel of border radius, yes. And let me just add a by page to add the grid template column. Repeat 1 FR. Okay. Now for the card 1 and the card 2, let me just resize the width. Card 2, set the width 75%. Okay. And for this third one of this circle, set the width and the height for 400 pixel. 400 pixel. Okay. And now for the box 1 and the box 2 and the box 3 of this text, as you can see it. So box 1, box 2, box 3. Transform, scale. Use a scale instead of width and height. It's better, guys. 0.8. And for the box 2, I want to add the left, to add the custom left. Box 2, let me add the custom left 40%. And the box 1, let me add the top minus 25% and the left minus 20%. And now let me just see website to see if I have any problem, and we fix it, guys. Sorry for this, guys. Let's center. Oh, this be a translate X. I'm sorry, not be a translate but translate X. And I think now the problem is solved. And for this text that is not text align center, let's just say here, let me add a text. Let me just add the text align center, or you can add the not text align center, just add the text align left for this, just like this. But yeah, I just add the text align center. And in media, I just forget to style it in this box. So I name it, I think, let me just find the name of this box. Oh yes, here we go. This is a box on 1 and a box on 2. Box on 1. So let me just add it here. Oh, I'm sorry. Box on 1 and box on 2. Let the transform scale be 0.8. Okay. And for box 3 we don't have a box 3 I think for this enable. So the box 3, let be this, here we go, we just style it. And for this this box 2, let me just add this box onto the same position just like this. And for the box 1, let me add this, and I think the problem is solved right now. So just delete it of this box and add this box onto you know what guys, I'm sorry, let me just add a box onto box on 1, I'm sorry, box on 1, and let me just add this left to test it to see what happened. Yeah, that's everything you need to know about this website with the media. And again, I'm sorry for not adding this animation of the OPA and the OPA 2. This is everything you need to know of creating this website, and I know this take too long for this to create this website, but I think it's worth it to learn it and learn something new for the cars animation, for the hover animation, and for this changing the color of the background, and for this box that adding a simple animation of the opacity one, and this for creating this beautiful website. And hope you learn it, and make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, because we just started creating website, and after this we're gonna create it with the JavaScript. Hope you're waiting for it guys, and see you in the next video guys. Bye.